Hello Foxpack and welcome to Evolution. Now, this is the one-off game I was talking about in Duck Life Finale, Duck Life Space Finale. Now, it's all about, as the title suggests, evolution. You use joints, these bones. Hold on, let me just place another to do this. And if we go ahead and complete this in a sort of box shape, I didn't select the bone like I meant to. Just put a little box shape. We can put muscles between the bones, and yeah, make a nice little creature. Now I didn't check out this list, like creature, frogger, hailer, roo, spider, spring. I just always left it as creature, but I did check out everything but the obstacle jump. So we'll make a thing for running. Because I think I have a decent design for running. It's a bit of a pyramid. We'll do like a sort of jumping creature. We'll turn this into the jumping creature. And then we'll show climbing. We'll show all of them. But we won't mess with these. If you guys do want me to mess with these, then hit that like button and ask if you want to see more of this. So anyway, let's actually delete this bone and make some more joints. Oh, hold on, I forgot to put one there. So we can make more bones for more muscles, which means more movement. That's a very, very lopsided freaking rectangle. But yeah, like the simplest shapes are typically the best. Let me zoom out here. Yeah, the simplest shapes are usually the best ones to use. It's also nice having the grid on, because then like you can make things like this nice and even. That is bothering me that one side has 4 joints and the other has 3, but let's not worry about it. So muscle. Let's put muscles everywhere. Just to show you guys the basic premise of the game first, before we get into like the nitty gritty of the stuff, you know. I did mention stuff about this game in my Duck Life game, but I didn't really mention much, obviously. So we have a basic thing right here. I haven't set to where 7 seconds per generation goes. There's 20, but I will always be showing one creature at a time. So let's see how this rectangle works for running. Show one at a time so that you guys don't have to see this clutter. It's just kind of twitching. Okay then. Yeah. I will have to add in music, as this game does not have any sound, which is both good and bad. I don't know what this rectangle is doing with its shape, but it's extremely concerning. If this was jumping, he'd be freaking like getting a gold medal though, for what it is. As you can see by the ground moving though, it is running. It's just that it's running kind of has something wrong with it. I never actually messed with these buttons. I think it like skips through the seconds of the generation, maybe. Either that or just like forces it to rotate. I'm not sure. So let's watch this bounce around for a bit, even though it's supposed to be running. Here, let's go back to the drawing board. Delete the joints, considering they're the focal point of everything. Just like in real life, I imagine. And let's go ahead and make that pyramid that I promised. Yeah, I think that's about right. That's also kind of lopsided. Hold on. There, I think that's right. If it's not, I can always use the move tool still. So, bone, 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 bone. Yeah. Yeah, so let's go ahead and move this a bit. No, I clicked move. There. I think that's right. It's obviously not in the center of the screen, but eh. And let's put some more joints here. Boom, boom. No. Try and keep the design simple. There is one design that I will use later. Again, I could have sworn I clicked move. So, yeah, I think this is good. This is, whoa. So when I don't click move, or when I do click move rather, or at least I think I click move, it doesn't want to work. But when I don't, or when I like click something else, it does want to work. It's great. So let's like divide this up like that. You know? And now let's add the muscles. So let's deal with this part first. The triangle way is always the best way to go. So let's do that. And for this area, we will do, if I can click, we will do a bit of this. And then another triangle for this area. Oh yeah, there's one more I forgot here. There. It's kind of hypnotic, isn't it? And there, I believe that's probably as similar as a design I'm gonna get to what I used before. Now let's use this for jumping, and let's make it 5 seconds per generation so that the generations go by quicker. And just in case I lag, let's put this to 13 population, even though I'm not gonna be showing the population. So far it's not doing anything. And in Gen 2 it is. Whoa, do you guys see that glitch out for a second? Maybe it was just me. But yeah, like the other pyramid version I made wasn't very balanced. It was kind of lopsided. But it was a really great jumper, and I have no clue why. Yeah, let's see how this one fares after a bit. It does look like a sort of Triforce, but just instead of having an upside down triangle in the middle, it has a slightly misshapen square in the middle. If I just like pause it right there, you can see it's not a perfect square. I could make it a perfect square if I just like moved it a bit in the thing, but I don't think that would really do anything. Actually, I have an idea. It'll lessen the amount of stuff there is, but let's actually get rid of that joint and this joint. Basically just make this bottom part a solid floor, and then just have these bones go down. Like, well, actually no, let's just see what happens first when we do this. So down there, up there, down there, up there, up there, and across there. Let's see what happens when we do this, and if nothing interesting happens, then we'll basically like add the 2 bones I was going to from like across there and across there. So let's see what happens. Show me 1. Obviously wait for generation 2, since generation 1 is always a bit glitchy, to say the least. Yeah, it seems like it's jumping decently. It's actually able to jump now. But I feel like it had a bit more flex in it when it was actually able to jump. Basically, like the joints gave it more flex to jump. I mean, I guess I could like make the pyramid with a bunch more joints. But like the more joints that the thing has, basically like gives it, I don't know what else to call it. Yeah, you can see it's actually starting to get some air. So let's go back and see what happens when we put those bones in. Because as you can see, you can cross the muscles underneath and over the bones. So now that we have these muscles here, we can attach these and such, as well as to these and such. I don't know why that's looking like that, but okay. I think it's like glitching out. Then again, this is technically a free game. Let's just see what happens now. Show me one at a time. Obviously wait for the next generation. And nothing. Putting those two bones there seems to have halted all of its progress. Alright, well, as much as I'd like to wait throughout tons of generations, I guess I probably should have saved some of the simulations prior. So let us do obstacle jump, and we'll make a design that I think, even though it's a stupid idea on paper and in action pretty much, it actually did work pretty well for jumping. So believe it or not, it's actually, you'll see what it is like right now. I don't know its exact shape, but that's the basic shape of it. If you haven't guessed it already, it's the Big Dipper or the Little Dipper. They're shaped exactly the same. I'm pretty sure, at least. It's one of those two. They're shaped like this. Maybe with more or less handle. But yeah. You do the traditional muscle thing here. And then you attach muscles from here and there and stuff. So there, I think that's good. So let's take it to the obstacle jump. I've never seen the obstacle jump. So I guess the premise is that it has to jump over the boulder even though it doesn't get hit. This worked a lot better on the stairs one. Basically the climbing. Come on. You can jump. Yeah, that's how it jumps. Here, so you guys can see it in action. I'll do the climbing one instead. It's a lot more interesting, but it's also a lot harder to manage with. So now, on Generation 1, they'll all fall, but I believe on Generation 2, they actually managed to stop themselves. When I was playing, at least. Okay, well, now they can't seem to stop themselves at all. Oh, never mind. Yeah. It's just tumbling down. Okay. So, it's managing to stop itself. I don't think I've ever seen, like, because I've seen some videos on this game, like some other videos on this game, and I don't think I've seen one video where they actually managed to stop themselves on the stairs. Or not stop, but climb back up. Because, I mean, that is the purpose of this, climbing. Huh. Well, let's go ahead and keep it and put it in... Yeah, we'll put it in running. Running seems like a better one to do it with. So show me one at a time. And let some generations go by, why don't we? This is sort of a more relaxed version of the video. Like, see, look. To move, it just extends that thing out. It's like it's a tentacle or something. Or maybe it's like a cat with only one leg left, not arm. They're technically arms. They're also technically legs. What else? Whatever. I think I have, I think I see a mistake. Hold on. Let me delete this one. Because that seems to be like limiting it. And let's add a muscle from here to this one. And let's also shorten the distance between them. Maybe I should turn the grid off. Because with the grid off, you can actually, put them anywhere you want. They don't have to be on like a line or a corner of the thing. So let's make it like that. It's not exactly like the big indoor Little Dipper anymore, but it's fine. So let's see how this one fares now. And I put it on running rather than jumping because it'll obviously run and jump the exact same by somehow managing to flex itself up and throw itself with its tentacle. Like, just let's just watch this. If it does anything, that is. Well, now it's just like kind of holding itself up. By the way, keep note that like the thing that's showing like the best of gen number, like that's just showing like the one that did the best in terms of what you're doing. Like in this one, I believe I set it to running rather than jumping, or maybe I set it to jumping. I'm not sure, but it doesn't actually fixate your camera on that one, as you'll probably note the differences between them when like you watch the, like, say generation 12 and then it turns to generation 13 and the generation 12 replay doesn't seem to be exactly the same. And now it's kind of using it as a leg. When I was playing around with this earlier, it wasn't even remotely doing something like that. It was just actually flinging itself. It'd like fling itself and then hold out the tentacle as if trying to like break through the air. Anyway, let's go back. I'll go ahead and do a unique design. A design that's definitely not going to work with this game, but actually, yeah, this will be easier if I have grid on. So let's put a join here, join here, zoom this all the way up, join here, and joins here, 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 here. You guys can probably tell what I'm trying to get at just with the shape of it. I'm trying to make a gun, a sort of gun-esque looking creature. It's almost definitely not going to work, considering most shapes that aren't normal shapes don't work in this game. Yeah. So let's go ahead and add those muscles. Not really going to be anything too special. So the muscles aren't going to be all the way just that. They're going to be in here too. So let's like do this. And then do this. I made a sort of human-esque creature while I was playing this in my spare time, and it kind of looked like a peacock. It's too bad I didn't save it. I would have called it like actually, I don't know what I would have called it now that I reflect on it. So now let's just mess up the symmetry of what I was making completely by following, I don't know, random designs. Looks great. Looks exactly like a gun. I have a feeling this thing's going to be better at jumping than anything, so let's put it on that first. Okay, its design crumbled and fell apart. It like retains its original shape for half a second, but then just crumbles. This is why anything that's not like a basic shape, like I think anything more than say maybe an octagon at the most, anything above an octagon will probably crumble under the fact of its sort of shape. So like basically you can't make star or perfect wheel designs, because when you have the grid off you can make circular designs, but they're never like really that good. They always like crumble onto each other, like crumble onto itself, and it's just a bunch of lines rather than what you made it, which is technically a bunch of lines as well, but still. I don't know, it's starting to get the hang of jumping, but sometimes it just gets stuck. In fact, sometimes is pretty much all the time. Here, let's see how it is at running instead. Because apparently it's not very good at jumping. Whoa. Come on. It's making some progress, and that's just generation 2. Yeah, like the longer, basically the more generations you have it go on, basically the better and better it'll get at what it's doing. But I think there is a limit, not a limit of generations, but just like a limit of how good it will get at what it's doing. So maybe if you made a design that stops itself on the stairs after enough generations, it could potentially climb back up. But that'd probably take a while, probably take hundreds of generations. So unless you have generations set to either 1 second or you're just really patient, you're not going to go through hundreds of generations just to potentially barely go up any stairs. Because, like, think about it. In order for the creation to actually make any progress, there has to have time for its generation. But also, at the same time, the more joints and bones and muscles it has, the longer it takes for it to adapt to whatever you're making it do. Which, in this case, is running. Or not running. Is this running? Or is this jumping? This is running, yeah. Let's just, just for laughs, let's see how it is at climbing. That's a mess falling down the stairs. Even when I do one at a time, it's still a mess falling down some stairs. I don't know why it has a best of. I mean, it's not like it went up at all. In all honesty, it seems like it's doing a worse job going up, and that it actually just like seems to continuously make itself fall down more. Yeah. Alright. Well, I think I have one more design I want to try out. It's nothing too special. But I will need to take the grid off for it. So, grid off. Because like now, see, I can put them anywhere. In fact, you know what? Let's work with that. I had an idea, but let's work with this instead. The shape is much more interesting. It kind of looks like a hand, like a hand with a claw instead of like fingers. You guys see it? Like this would be where the fingers would be, but instead it's a claw. Then like this is the arm. This right here is the joint to the wrist. Stuff like that. But first off, let's actually get it to function. In general. And then maybe it'll work. This is a maybe. It's a big maybe. Let's go there. And then let's go there. Here too. So this is a strange one. We'll put it on running and see how it works. And my guess is probably not at all. Whenever it like expands, it kind of reminds me of Pac-Man. Okay, so it seems to actually be doing fairly well, but it's just the way it looks. It's hopping to run. And I'm guessing as the generations go by, it perfects when to hop to go the quickest. If you guys can't tell whether or not if it's actually moving or not, it is. It's just that they made the floor a slightly different tint, I guess you can say. It basically has a bunch of like different shadings on it, so you can tell when it's actually moving and when it's not. And even if you didn't, you'd still be able to tell if it was moving. I don't know how, but you would. It's like each time it jumps up into the air, it takes on a different animal's face. Like right then it was a horse. Well, actually, it's just always taking on the face of a horse. A terribly looked one, but still one. Yeah, this shows you that just sprinkling the random dots around is probably a better idea than actually trying to make a shape. Alright, let's go ahead and first off, let's put the grid back on. Not because I want it or need it, but because of the fact that it'll make it look nice. We're gonna make an octagon. Octagons have, well, obviously like 8 points, I believe. So like 1, 2, 3. I think that's a bit too close. Move. Better. 4, 5. Yeah, it might be a bit too close, but whatever. I have to make that in line. Hold on. There. 5, 6, 7, 8. I don't think those are perfectly in line, but hey, we will move these back one and move these down one. There. Now that's looking like a stop sign. So let us make the edges of our octagon, if this actually is a octagon, I mean. Because, hey, I'm too lazy to remember how many edges a shape has. So I'm just gonna like do a bit of a pattern like this. And there. Doesn't it look great? It looks like there's like a face, like these are the eyes, right here's the nose, and this is the mouth. I don't know, it's probably just me. I'll do it one more time over there so that it completes its cone-like look. And let's start it, see how good it is at running. It's actually staying together surprisingly well, so yeah, anything above, like anything with more sides than an octagon, if this does have as much sides as an octagon, is probably a bit too much in terms of sides. Unless it's in a distinct shape to where it works perfectly fine. And so far it's not really doing much to run. Like you could make a tire design, like a sort of circle design, and then like add in, you know, muscles, stuff like that, but I don't think it'd work well. We'll go ahead and try it, but I'm gonna need to take off the grid again. So now let us delete the basis of that. Alright, so we need the initial points making the circle. I'll even it out later into an actual circle shape. And now the connecting bones. And again, I will make it to where it's an actual shape of a circle later. Even though that's going to be hard to do with this drag tool. And now add a joint right in the middle so that bones can extend to each one so it gets its wheel-like look. And we'll add the muscles after we make it into a circle. Sound good, guys? Well, I hope it does, because you don't have a choice. You can, if you guys want more of this game though, you can give suggestions when you're commenting for more, if you want. Just trying to make this a bit circle-ish. We'll go with that. It's not really even, but hey. Alright, so now muscles. There will be a very hard to tell triangle shape in each. I gotta be quiet though, because I might not, it's very hard to tell sometimes when these connect. Also because this part's very boring. Oh, my battery's running low. Hold on. Let me plug in my PC. This is probably the worst time for this to happen when I'm recording. Where's the outlet? There it is. Alright, PC plugged in. Great. Great job. That's a wrap. Just kidding. We'll test this out and then we'll end the video. Because I'm out of ideas for now. Though I will mess with this in my spare time because it's just way too fun and way too funny to not mess with it in my spare time. Also, considering this is being recorded after the Duck Life Space finale, I did look it up, and Bullet Heaven 2, the sequel, is actually downloadable on Steam, but it costs like $12. And I'm not spending $12 just to rage on camera. So let's see how this creature does. We'll make it 7 seconds, and we'll make the population like also 7 because of the fact that even though you make it to where you can only see one at a time, it still retains the lag. So let's see how it is at running. Wait, it is on running, right? Yeah, it's on running. Like, they all just pretty much stay on top of each other. I think it's not really making progress because of the fact that that it's, well, while it's obviously not a perfect circle, all of the muscles are doing the exact same thing in the same places. So that's kind of preventing it from doing anything. Let's see what happens if I take out like a few of the muscle areas. Anyway, click, 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 and click, click, click one last time. So it's obviously not perfect, but let's see what's different, if anything. Well, so far nothing's different. In fact, I'd say it's worse. Well, isn't this just riveting gameplay, everybody? I figured getting rid of some of the muscles would allow it to be able to, well, you know, actually roll. But this is why you don't make circle shapes. They don't really work. But yeah, that'll do it for Evolution, guys. Again, if you guys do want more of this game, then I can supply it. It's pretty fun for me. And depending on what some stuff can happen, it is actually pretty funny, as I said. But yeah, let her do it. If you guys, like I said, do want this series, then comment down below that you want it. And also, if you do want this series, feel free to comment a suggestion of what I can make in this for another video. But anyway, that was the first one off of the channel. And I will see you later, Foxback.